and this is my October wrap-up. So I read 7 books in October, and I'm really happy with that actually, considering that I've done a lot of studying this month. The first book that I read was Squire by Tamora Pierce. This is the 3rd book in the Protector of the Small quartet, which I love so much. Oh my gosh. So, yeah, in this book, it's called Squire, obviously. That means that Caladria Mindolin is now a squire. And yes, it's about her adventures as a squire. And I gave this book 4 stars, not 5. The other books I ended up giving 5 stars because I really, really liked them. But I just felt that this book was a little bit slow. I'm not sure why, if it was just like that the action scenes were few and far between and felt slow. Like, I mean, Tamora Pierce has a specific way of writing action scenes, like they don't feel super intense. But in this, they just felt even less intense, and it just brought the book down a little bit for me. But yeah, it's nice to see Caladria grow and seeing that people are starting to accept her, and I'm so happy because she deserves it so much. Like, seriously, Caladria Mindolin, she is awesome. Like, oh my gosh, Kel, you are amazing. So after that, I kind of wanted to read a smaller book before starting the 4th book in the series. So I decided to read The Little Prince by a French guy, Antoine de Saint-Exupéry. Yeah, I ignore my French. It's really bad. But this is a children's book. As you can see, it's super tiny. It was like, I don't know, 100 pages maybe, if it was even that. Yeah, 107 pages long. And it was really good. It was just like heartwarming and pretty. It's I thought that this was about an astronaut who went out to space and met this little prince on his planet, but no, actually, it's like a dude who's going about in his plane, and then he crashes in the desert, and he's like, yeah, so this sucks. I got water for like 7 days, and then my life is gonna be pretty much over. And in the desert, he meets a tiny boy, the little prince, who proves to be from another planet. So he was on this other planet, and then he decided to leave, and he went on different planets and met different people, and it's just really a discussion of humanity and different aspects of the human nature in general. And it was really good. Like, it's obviously like sort of a morality tale and stuff, but it was just really heartwarming and nice even for grown-ups. So I recommend this book. Like, it's a super fast read. Like, it's a children's book. And I mean, a lot of the pages are just like pictures, some more pictures, yeah, pictures, all of the pictures. So I suggest you read this book if you haven't already, because it's a good book. I gave it 5 stars. Then, finally, I decided that I would start Lady Night, the 4th book in the Protector of the Small quartet. And this is my favorite book in the quartet. It was really good, guys. It was really good. And yeah, Lady Night. She's obviously a knight now. And she's so awesome. And finally, she like has some sort of power in society, which is good because they just ignored her earlier because she was a girl and it was so frustrating. Oh, and I'm just so proud of her, of everything that she accomplished during the series and the person she has become. And I'm just gonna gush about Caladria Mindolin. I mean, I liked Alana as well, but, you know, Alana's thing was just like, yeah, she has a temper and she's kinda cool and stuff, but I mean, she doesn't, like, speak to me as a person like Caladria does. Yeah, I just really admire Caladria's sense of justice and her way of, yeah, you know, Protector of the Small. It fits her very well, and I am proud of her as a character. My darling. my darling. Yes. These books are so good. You should read them. Please do. If you couldn't figure it out, I gave it 5 stars. What a surprise, right? Then I read Blood of Olympus. Blood of Olympus is the 5th book in the Heroes of Olympus series by Rick Riordan. And I look forward to this book so much. I read it on my Kindle. I got it at midnight. But for me it was not midnight because I live in Sweden. But anyway, I got it when it came out. And I read it. And I finished it and I was really happy. Like, I had a few tiny problems with it. But overall I rated it 5 stars. And then I just kind of, most people weren't really happy with this book. And I can understand why. But then, when I started reading about people's thoughts, then I realized, yeah, that's true. Yeah, he probably shouldn't have done that. And that was pretty anticlimactic and stuff. So that ended up with me, lowering the rating from 5 stars to 4 stars. Yes. But this series is still really good. And I still suggest that you read it. After that, I decided to cut into a library book that has been sitting on my bookshelf for quite a while, and that was Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell. I have never read one of Rainbow Rowell's books before. It just, I don't read much contemporary. When I do read contemporary, I most often think that it's good, but it's never something that intrigues me, so I never end up picking it up. So this book is about Kath. She is a hardcore fan of the Simon Snow series, which, it's pretty much the equivalent of the Harry Potter series. Kath, in this novel, she is a very accomplished fanfiction writer, so, her fanfiction has loads and loads and loads of fans following it. And now she is going to college, which brings about a lot of changes in her life. First off, she has a twin that she's always shared room with, and they've always, they share this interest for Simon Snow, so that's, been their thing. But now her twin sister wants to, leave that and, live the college life with parties and stuff, and Kath is not interested in that at all. So yeah, they end up in different rooms. Kath ends up with a roommate that she doesn't know anything about, that she feels very unsure about, and also this roommate has a boyfriend that's always constantly over, so she has to deal with him as well. So we have that and stuff. It's literally about her first year of college. And this book was really good. It was a lot better than I expected. I was very pleasantly surprised. Yes, I don't know really what much to say. It was nice. I liked how it tackled mental instability and anxiety. Now, those two things aren't really something that I am personally dealing with, so I don't really know. But I feel like they were tackled well. I ended up giving this book 5 out of 5 stars. Then I decided to finally get into Otello by William Shakespeare. I bought this book 2 years ago when I was in London for £1 for this little thingy. And Otello, it's probably my favorite Shakespearean work so far that I've come into contact with. And yeah, absurd. I haven't read much Shakespeare at all. So apparently in American schools and stuff and English schools, it really seems like you tackle Shakespeare in school, but we don't do that in Sweden because that's not really a thing. Most people aren't good enough at English to do that. So we just have to read them on our spare time. At school we watched, as movies, we watched Romeo and Juliet and we watched Much Ado About Nothing. But that's it, yes. So on my own, I read Hamlet, Macbeth, and now Otello, of which I like Otello the most. Otello and Desdemona are such nice characters. They are such nice people. And then Iago comes I'm gonna destroy everything. And contact with, I don't really care about the characters. Like, say, Romeo and Juliet. Like, sure, that's a tragedy and stuff. But Romeo and Juliet are kind of stupid, and I don't... I mean, their decisions clearly affected the outcome of that play. But in this one, yeah, Otello was way too quick to jump to conclusions. But that's the thing that happens in Shakespearean novels. But I just feel like Otello and Desdemona did not deserve this. I'm sad. Yes. I gave this 5 out of 5 stars as well. There are so many 5-star books in this. Yeah. By the way, about my star system. In the booktube community this last month, there's been some talk about, you know, criticism and star ratings and stuff because of some badly worded tweets that were spread around by some famous booktubers. And I just thought that I'd talk maybe a little bit about myself and how I rate books. Almost every book that I read, I rate 4 or 5 stars. Like, this past year, I haven't rated anything below 3 stars. Mostly because I almost always like books. Like, it's very rare for me to not enjoy the book that I'm reading. And that's basically it. I mean, the stars that I give a book is based on how much I enjoyed it. Like, I can know that, like, yeah, this book has a lot of, you know, critical flaws that people could really be, you know, put off by. Like, I can realize, like, yeah, this plot point is kind of cheesy and not very exciting. But if I enjoy it, if I enjoy the book, then I'm gonna give it, say, 4 stars if I really enjoyed it. Yeah, that's about it. They are my enjoyment stars, and not like they haven't been critically deserved by the book, if we're gonna put it like that. So yeah, I guess you could be a little wary when you look at the star ratings that I give books. The very last book that I read in October was The Assassin's Curse by Cassandra Rose Clarke. This is the first book in a duology. The second book is The Pirate's Wish, which I have not read yet. And I ended up giving this 3 stars. Or did I give it 3.5? Maybe I gave it 3.5, I'm not sure. Mostly because this is fantasy. And I'm really excited about the setting and stuff. Like, I mean, this is about a pirate called Nana. She is about to be married off to a rival pirate clan, and she ain't doing that, so she's running away. So this rival pirate clan that, you know, she scorned, they send out an assassin after her. And through some circumstances, they get bound together. Like, so he has to protect her is basically the thing. That if she gets hurt, he gets hurt. A lot. So, yeah, they're trying to fix this because she doesn't want to go around with an assassin in her heels all the time, and the assassin doesn't want to have to protect her. I liked this book. I did, but I don't really want to give it 4 stars. I'm not sure why. I think that it didn't really live up to my expectations because I feel like this is such an exciting premise, and it's just such an exciting setting in general. Like, this is pirates and assassins in fantasy Arabia, and that seems super cool. But there isn't much happening in this novel. Like, there are some stuff happening, but it's not that exciting, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's just because of the, you know, the whole text blurb on the background. Like, they have this little thing here, where they're like, yeah, to break the spell, they have to do these things. And you don't get to even know about that until it's like 20 pages from the ending of this book. So, I mean, this thing is basically describing the second book, which is not this first book. So, I mean, yeah. This book is basically about them trying to find someone who can tell them how to break this curse. And the other book is basically going to be them trying to break the curse. So I mean, I don't know. I'm disappointed. I'm still hoping that the second book is going to be really good, because I think it has the potential to be really good, but I just, yeah, was a little bit disappointed. Also, there's a dragon here on the background. Look at the dragon. I think that's a dragon. This thing is in the way, which is really annoying because I like this cover. It's really cool. There isn't a dragon in this book. Why do you have a dragon there when there isn't a dragon in the book? Why would you do that? Those were all the books that I read in October. If you've read any of these books, then please comment below and let me know what you thought of them. And I will see you next time. Goodbye!